see, you do look like a farm dude. Yes.
I am a farm dude.
I was like, yes, I grew up in the countryside. I'm like, yep, farm dude. What was it like growing up on a farm? Because I know that you work with probably a lot of people that didn't grow up in that environment.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. You know, I was born and raised on a farm in Washington State, as you
And Washington State is so beautiful.
It's gorgeous. The whole Northwest. If you haven't gotten a chance, please go see it. It's fantastic. Yeah. There's me. Nice.
They did not show me that picture before. I salute you, Washington.
Yeah.
So, yes. See what farming can do. Okay, so I heard that, like, I mean, I own a ranch and I don't look that ripped. So I heard, though, something really interesting. Did your family actually grow potatoes that McDonald's used?
Yeah, okay, so this is an interesting fact.
That's a huge thing.
I didn't know this as a kid, so I could have had bragging rights my whole life, and I just never knew. But between the years of 1989 to, like, 2000, if you ever had a potato, the odds are pretty good that you might have had a potato from Fodé Farms. Okay. And if you had a French fry from McDonald's, likely you had a potato from Fodé Farms.
I likely did, sir. Yeah. You're a fan of those French fries. So wait, you went, though, from farming to acting. When did the bug kind of get you? Did it start, I heard, with, like, home movies?
Yeah. So really early on, I watched Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton and the Three Stooges, and Cary Grant was my favorite actor growing up. Phenomenal. I mean, who could be better than that?
I mean, Rock Hudson was nice.
Oh, yeah, Rock. Oh, sorry. Apologies. Yeah. But I stole my parents' VHS camera on the farm, and I would pay my friends in pizza to come over and make these really terrible home movies. And I'd force all of my parents and their friends to watch them, and they would be bored to tears the entire time. But I raised cattle growing up, and that's kind of how I started my foray into LA at some point.
I heard you sold livestock to actually be able to afford to do it.
Yes.
That's smart.
Yeah, I had my herd of like 40 cattle, and I kind of measured out how many cattle it would take to pay rent when I moved to LA.
Yeah.
And I sold them off. Yeah.
Okay.
Sold asparagus on the side of the road. I did all the things, and then sold off all my cattle, gave some to my family, and then took off for LA, and that was kind of how I made my interest in LA. Yeah.
You did have a full circle moment, though, with Miranda with this project, because was it your first gig? Was it iCarly?
Yes.
Was that the first thing you?
The first project I ever booked was a single episode of iCarly. I had 4 whole lines. It was a big deal. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And Miranda was so sweet when I jumped on the show. She was so nice. We were young. I think I was like 18 or 19 at the time.
We're watching it, though. I have a 9 and 11-year-old, so all the streaming, like, my kids are watching all those shows.
Oh, really?
So it's on at my house.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
Still say residuals, please.
It's cool. I know. Amen. Same with music. It's like, but it's nice, though, then that many years later, y'all are working on this project.
Yeah. I mean, we met at the chemistry read, and we hadn't met again for 14 years at that point.
Yeah.
And I just was like, hey, Miranda, just before we go in, I just wanted to say you were so nice, you're so kind to me on that set. That made an impact, because people can be in Hollywood.
For sure.
That's a real thing.
Yeah, just like right to your face.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're terrible.
Yeah.
They're the worst.
Yeah.
But...
So when you find the good ones, you latch on like a stage 5 clinger.
Yeah, absolutely. You're just hovering. I'm a helicopter mom, just being like, are you nice?
You were nice to me.
That's so nice. Yeah, no, and she was, again, so sweet and so kind, and she's so talented, and we crushed the chemistry read, and now, you know, the rest is history. We're #1 on Netflix.
Let's talk about it. So it's The Wrong Paris.
Yeah.
So kind of set up the premise for everybody.
Yeah, The Wrong Paris circles around Dawn, a young woman who's trying to chase her dream of going to art school in Paris. Here's about a reality dating show circled around a bachelor called the Honey, or the Honey Pot. And all these girls think they're going on the show to Paris to meet their bachelor-to-be. They end up in Paris, Texas, thus the name. And,
which is so the same.
It's practically identical. You know, they've both got Eiffel Towers. I think that's the same thing.
It's so different.
Yeah.
What an awesome premise.
Yeah, that's me. I'm the honey. And they get bamboozled into dating me on my farm. So it's great.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, before you go, you have a lot of projects you're working on. So what else are you doing right now?
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm in the middle of shooting a movie right now with Bob Zemeckis. I was just in Paris. I got here last night. And it's incredible. Jennifer Lopez. And I can't really say a whole lot about it, but it's called The Last Mrs. Parrish.
Yeah.
And that'll be coming out on Netflix sometime next year, I assume.
That's incredible.